Okay, so today we are learning about volumes of rectangular prisms. So we already know about rectangular prisms and finding the surface area of them. That's what we did last week. So volume is how much space something takes up.
Sorry.
It's okay. 3D. So 3D space. So think about when you have a fish. Excuse me.
Don't die. We need you.
When you have a fish tank, what do you fill it with? Water. Okay? Forgot how to breathe for a second. Okay. Okay. So, volume is how much space something takes up in a 3D area. Okay? Let's settle down a little bit. Evan. Okay. So 3D space. So how much water you would need to fill up a fish tank. How much, let's see, what are some other things that would be volume? Like if you're cooking, yeah, swimming pool. If you're cooking and you need to do a cup of something, that's volume, right? Because you're filling up a 3D space and then dumping it somewhere else. Okay. All right. So we're going to find the volume of some rectangular prisms today. And, and this is important. Instead of saying things like, there we go. Instead of saying things like feet squared or meters squared or centimeters squared, we do cubed units, which means it's to the power of 3. So it'd be like feet cubed, meters cubed, things like that. So our formula to find the volume of a rectangular prism is all we do is find the length, the width, and the height, and we multiply those 3 numbers together. So unlike the last 2 sections where we've had to think through every single individual side, this one we just need those 3 numbers and we just multiply them together. So it's pretty simple. So the first example we have is this rectangular prism over here. So what am I going to do to find the volume of it? So looking up here. So what does L stand for? Length. What does W stand for? Width. What does H stand for? Okay. So again, knowing that I need to multiply those 3 numbers together to get my volume, what am I going to multiply together to get my volume for? I keep hearing like width times height, length times width times height. There should be 3 things I'm multiplying together. So we have 7/8 times 1/2 times 5/8. All right, from here, can we all see this? Okay. Normally we're used to just multiplying 2 fractions together, but when you multiply 3 fractions together, you can still check for cross canceling. You're checking for any number up top that can cancel with any number down below. So does 7 cancel with any of these 3 numbers? No. Does 1 cancel with any of these 3 numbers? No. 1 is already as simple as it goes. 5, does it cancel with any of these 3 numbers?
No.
Nope. So I'm just going to multiply across. What is 7 times 1 times 5? 35. Okay. What is 8 times 2 times 8? Yeah. 8 times 2 times 8 is 128. 8 times 2 is 16. 16 times 8 is 128. Okay? And then that's going to be meters what? Cubed. All right. A little bit easier than what we've been doing, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Instead of having to find the area of each individual side and add them all up, it's just kind of one step. All right, B. What am I going to do? Length, which is 3/2, times width, which is 3/2, times the height, which is 3/2. And then I check, can this 3 cancel with any of those 2's? Can this 3 cancel with any of these 2's? Can this 3 cancel with any of those 2's? No. Okay, what's 3 times 3 times 3?
27.
27. What is 2 times 2 times 2? All right, can I leave it like that? No, that's called an improper fraction. We don't like those. So we're going to turn it into a mixed number. How many times can I take 8 out of 27? 3 times. And 3 times 8 gives me 24. So I'm taking 24 out of 27. How much is left? 3 is left out of 8. Okay. And then that is what? Inches cubed. All right, so the last example says find the height of the computer tower. So we're missing a measurement. So we know that to find the volume, we do length times width times height. So let's set up the equation. What's the length of that computer tower? 7. What's the height of the computer tower? Or sorry. Wait, what? H. Oh, yeah. And what's the width? 16. Okay, and we know that that should all equal 1,792. Okay, so we're going to simplify as much as we can on the left-hand side first. So we'll do 7 times 16.
Calculator, Ryan. 112.
112. So we end up with 112 times h equals 1,792. Okay, so I want to get h by itself. What do I do to get h by itself? Rosie? Divide, yeah. So the first thing I'm going to do is draw this line. I've been doing a bad job of reminding you about this. We're going to draw the line to remind myself that if I do something to one side of the equation, I also have to do it to the other side of the equation. So to get rid of times 112, I'm going to do the opposite, which is divide by 112. And if I divide that side by 112, I also have to divide this side by 112. Those two cancel, and I'm left with h equals 1,792 divided by 112. 16, okay? And what is my unit going to be for this one? So we have to be careful there because it's just a length. So it's actually just going to be inches, right? Because it's not volume and it's not area. Yeah. How'd we do? We did pretty good on our time. Wow.